welcome back to Spicy Manchester, where some people like it hot, but I like it extra spicy. Right, so if we're going off what I said last week, so I'm going to try a takeaway that's been rated quite poorly for whatever reason. So I've come to Reddish in Stockport to try out, well, Posh Nosh it's called. Now, going off the reviews, they are mixed reviews. I mean, there's not much to go on, really. I mean, I'm trying to look for some takeaways as close as I can, really, to be fair, that have really 1-star ratings, and, you know, I think this rate's about 2.5 or something like that, and it's not the best, but it's not the worst, is it, really? But I think what stood out for me was the food poisoning. So I'm going to order one of these special meat calzone and see if I get food poisoning. So obviously I'll do an update over the next day or two on my video to let you know if I survive or not. So come with me to Posh Nosh and well, let's order some food. Right, so there's quite a lot of takeaways in Reddish. And when I say quite a lot, I mean there's quite a few. So looking across the road now, there's probably 2 or 3. I'm going to show you Reddish. Oh well, sorry, next to Reddish Grill, I'm going to show you Posh Nosh, and I'm going to go in and order some food. So here's Posh Nosh. Okay, so let's go in and order some food. Okay, so we're back now from the takeaway. Let's have a look. The special meat calzone. As you can see, just looks like looks okay. Now, the reason why I'm trying this is because of one review said they've had this twice now, and basically the food it tasted nice, but both times he had food poisoning after for 36 hours. So I'm going to try it and see why. I mean, going back, well, being in the takeaway, should I say, I checked, you know, the cleanliness of it, and it is clean inside. They do keep it relatively, well, when I say relatively, it was clean. I couldn't fault the cleanliness of it. Why you got food poisoning? The only thing I can think of then is probably some of the meat was not being refrigerated or something like that. Because that's the only way I think you're going to get food poisoning, because it was clean, so I can't really fault it for that. So yeah, so in the special meat calzone you have the spicy beef, pepperoni, salami, ham, cheese, and I think chicken. Like I said, this one review said it was lovely. Now looking at it, it's your box standard calzone. Now if we open it up, let's have a look. Yeah, you can see ham, pepperoni, spicy beef, and that. So let's delve into it and see how it tastes. Tastes nice. Obviously, because there's a lot of grilled cheese on it, it's a bit greasy on top, but you expect that from because it's grilled cheese. I can't really fault it at the moment. Let's try again. Yeah, you can taste the onions, the ham, really strong pepperoni. Now that's the problem with pepperoni. It's quite an oily meat, and it is quite a powerful meat, so it can be overpowering to dishes when you have pepperoni in it. And I'd say it is overpowering, but I expected that. Is it the best calzone I had? No, it's not. It's nowhere near, to be fair. Is it nice? I won't say it's nice. I say it's ordinary. I couldn't say it's bad at all. To me, it's just, like I say, it is a greasy calzone because of the, you know, the greasiness of the pepperoni and the cheese. They put plenty of cheese on it. Let me just have a look at some of the other pieces. There's not much of the spicy beef. It seems to be full of pepperoni, to be fair. Just looking at arm, you know, there's ham. Obviously, you can see the ham. I mean, that bit's got quite a bit of meat in it. Got a bit of everything in that bit. I mean, I don't know if you can see that. That one's got quite a bit of meat in that one. So what I'll do, ready greaser. I'm going to try this piece now. It's got, you can see the red onion. Yeah, and that one, you could taste a bit more of the spicy beef in that one. I think it was, looks like it was just put in one particular area instead of spread out throughout the whole calzone. So greaser. Sorry about this. Oh. So what I'm going to do, and I'm going to now try, well, what I ordered. Now, I said about the chicken burger. Now, what I've ordered here is, it was a Mexican chicken wrap. Now, the Mexican chicken wrap was Cajun, it says Cajun chicken, jalapenos, chili sauce, lettuce, and onion. So, I ordered this, and obviously we've been chicken. We'll see what this tastes like, because like I said, a few people said the chicken's not the best. As you can see, we'll cut into it. I mean, I actually saw him prepare this, and what he did was he put on chili sauce first, hot chili sauce, to be fair. He did ask if he wanted anything else, so he put on the hot chili sauce. Then he put the onion on, and then the lettuce, then the jalapenos. I did think when I ordered it, with being Cajun chicken, that it's going to be fresh chicken breast with Cajun spices, you know, cuts in the griddle. But to my surprise, it wasn't. It was breaded chicken. I mean, I've not tried it yet. It's meant to be Cajun flavoured, and it was deep fried. It's not what I like normally. I'm not a fan of deep fried chicken. I usually like mine grilled. But we'll have a taste and see what it tastes like. Now, what I'll do, let me just put, so that's the breaded chicken. Like I say, this is meant to be Cajun chicken. I don't know if you can see inside it. Now, I didn't put too much on, but I didn't want too much. He did say I could have other stuff added to it. You know, the man behind the counter, he was nice. But I'd say, to my shock, it was the fact that it's a deep fried breaded chicken. And presumably it's Cajun flavoured, because that's what the Mexican's supposed to be. Oh, that's what it says. So let's bite into it and we'll see how it is. The chicken is cooked. As you can see. I'm a bit disappointed it's not fresh grilled chicken. Taste wise, it's not too bad really. Like I say, same again, it's average. I mean, the sort of takeaway is, it's your box standard takeaway. Now, going off these reviews, obviously they're saying the food was late, cold. Say some of them, like say they had food poisoning after this. The chicken was the worst chicken they've had. The doner meat was so dry. The popcorn chicken was burnt. These are just a few of the comments I looked at. On average, people did say it's not a bad takeaway. Say more people saying it's more the delivery service was poor, and the staff was rude when they phoned up about it. Now, the staff, I couldn't see anything wrong with the staff. He was very pleasant, and like I said, the food, it's not too bad. It's not the best. It's not the worst. It's average. Now, for me, I don't think I'll give it the low rating people have given. Like I said, I think I'll say it is average. So I would probably rate it probably around about a 3-star, possibly going to 3.5. And that's basically one of the reasons why, is because of this chicken. I expect it to be fresh chicken breast with Cajun spices, and it's deep fried breaded chicken. Taste wise, it's not bad. It's just chicken. So what I'll do, I'll finish eating this and then I'll give you my honest review of Posh Nosh takeaway in Reddish. Thank you. Okay, so on to my honest review of Posh Nosh Reddish. Now, the first thing is I'll tell you the prices, and I was like, well, that's quite shocked about. So the special meat calzone was £8.50, and the Mexican chicken wrap was £4.50. Now my maths, that comes to £13, but the guy behind the counter said, if you're paying by cash, we'll call it £11.50. I thought, okay, I had cash on me, and said, but if you're paying by card, it'd be £12.50. So it's just afterwards I thought, wait a minute, it's £13, yet he's going to charge me £12.50. So I was still getting like a 50p discount. So I don't know if he had it up wrong or whatever. Anyway, he paid with cash and basically got the calzone and the wrap for £11.50, which is a bargain really. Now, the food itself, the meat, the special meat calzone, it was greasy. I mean, you could see it on my hand and you could taste the grease. Well, that's because there's a lot of cheese. There was quite a bit of cheese on top, and you know, with pepperoni and salami, they are quite a greasy meat, so you could taste the grease through it, but not the grease as in like it's like a horrible grease. You could tell it's mainly the pepperoni. Sorry, not pepperoni. That's something else. Pepperoni meat. Now, to me, I'm not a lover of pepperoni. Don't get me wrong, I don't mind it, but it is quite an overpowering meat, and it is quite greasy. So I always try to avoid pepperoni, or have little, should we say. The calzone itself, it was cooked. It was cooked through properly. They cut it up, and yes, I dissected it, you could see the pieces of ham, you could see plenty of pepperoni and salami. There wasn't much of the spicy beef, and actually there wasn't any chicken on it, so I say I was wrong on that. But the spicy beef was scattered. It weren't scattered, you would say. It seemed to be more in one area. Now, when I tried that, the pieces around that area, you could taste more of the spicy beef coming through. It's not a bad thing, I suppose. It's just something I've noticed. You could spread it out a little bit more so you can get all the flavours coming through. The red onion, same again. It wasn't all over. It seemed to be in certain pieces, and I love my red onion. But that is just nitpicking, really. I mean, it was cut, and I suppose if you've been to the pub and you're coming on your way home, it's great, a nice little, calzone like that for the grease to help you with the pint. But yeah, rating wise, I'd only give it, I mean, out of 10 stars, I'd give it probably 5.5, 6, just for the fact to me, it was just a bit too much. It was just a little bit too greasy, and I say some people might like that. I particularly don't. And onto the Mexican wrap. So the Mexican wrap basically said it was Cajun chicken with hot chili sauce, jalapenos, onions, and also lettuce. Now, when he laid the wrap out, I saw him put the hot sauce on. Like I said, he did ask me if I wanted anything else. I said, no, I'll have it as it is. So he put the hot sauce on. He put plenty of onions on. Then he put the lettuce on. Then he put the jalapenos on. Now, there was plenty of that. I can't fault it. But to me, the shock was I expected grilled chicken with Cajun spices. and because I weren't paying much attention, I didn't see what he did, because obviously there was cooking, and I did see some chicken on the grill, and I thought that was mine. Then he took them out of the deep fat fryer, and there was 2 pieces, you know, around about that big, of breaded chicken. I was like, oh, that's a bit of a disappointment. And he put the 2 pieces on the wrap, and he wrapped it up. Now, food-wise, taste-wise, should I say, it wasn't bad. It's just not what I expected. It was average. The chicken was cooked. It wasn't overcooked, so it wasn't dry as such. It wasn't hard. It was just nice, should we say. It wasn't anything exciting. But like I said, I couldn't fault that at all. You got a decent, you know, it was a decent size, and the calzone was a decent size. The shop itself was clean. You know, obviously when you're in the wait area, you can tell it's one of these where people come past the pub and they've had a bit to drink and they get a kebab or a burger or a pizza on the way home. So it wasn't pleasant in that sense. But looking in the you know, in the kitchen, the open kitchen, it was clean. You could obviously look, you know, with the aluminium and that, the stainless steel, should I say, you could see it was well cleaned, and they did seem to keep everything clean, so I can't fault it for cleansing it. The staff as well, you know, they were nice, they were pleasant, and it's what you want, you know, nice smile, smiling face and that. So yeah, thumbs up with that as well. So going back to overall rating, now I'm going to do this out of 5 because that's what you see on Google and Just Eat and what have you. Now the Google reviews were a bit hit and miss, and I say a lot, even on Just Eat, a lot of the reviews are, we basically got the food late, it was cold, and they said the staff was, or the manager was horrible when they phoned up, found out where it is. I've not had to have that problem because obviously I didn't order it, so I don't know if it would have come late, if it would have been come cold. Obviously I was the delivery driver, so it did come back hot. So yeah, I can't really rate it on that side of it. But quality of food, it was your basic, should we say, your box standard food. It wasn't anything special, it wasn't like brilliant cuts of meat, or, you know, it was just what you expect from a takeaway. So if that's what you like, you know, it's fine. I mean, like I said, I couldn't fault it in that sense, so I can't really put it down. But like I said, most reviews, you've got the one side that base it over the delivery driver, which they can't really help if it's the delivery driver who's late. Going off like the reviews, I think it was called Worlds of Wings, they said the chicken was horrible and they could give it 0 stars of wood. The chicken I had, that's why I chose chicken. It wasn't horrible, it's just, I was shocked it was breaded chicken and it's deep fried. I love deep fried chicken, so you know, if that's what you love, then you will like it. But that's the only fault I could find about that. Now obviously I've had the special meat calzone. Now this one guy, he said he loved it, but both times after ordering it he had food poisoning and he was ill for 36 hours apparently. So we'll see. I'll do an update after, well, tomorrow, see how I've gone on and see if it's affected me in any way, shape or form. The only thing I can fault is, like I said, if they said food poisoning, I can't see it to do with cleanliness because everything's in clear. All I can do, which you can't really see, if you know the meat's been left out instead of being refrigerated or whatever, you could obviously get germs or, you know, bad something from that. Now obviously I don't know at the moment, but I will get back to you with an update on that. Like I said, to me it was just a bit too greasy, but for what it was, you'd expect it to be greasy. Like I said, 5, if I go back to 5 because that's how they've rated it, it was average. I won't give it a 5, I definitely wouldn't give it a 1 or a 2 rating. It is better than that. I would say 3. Possibly... No, I'm going to say 3. It was average. Thank you for joining me again. Spicy Manchester, where some people like it hot, but I like it extra spicy. Now please, you know, if you've not already, you know, like and share and subscribe. And if you could, please, you know, leave some comments, you know, in messages about some takeaways around the Greater Manchester, around the Stockport area that you found that was really bad. And tell me reasons why you found it real bad, and I'll go and try these out. Also, if you've been to any takeaways that you found really nice, but one of the most important as well, if you've been to a takeaway and you found a certain type of food to be really extra spicy, then let me know, because I want to try that and see what this is all about, the spice, and I'll give you a rating of how I think the spice is. So if you can, leave some messages down below with places you know, where you'd like me to try, and I'll try my best to get to them over the next, well, however long it's going to be, depending on how many messages I get. So thank you for joining me, and have a safe weekend.